This chapter of my life, I have been extra attentive to the way this feminine vessel moves through its cycles. Embracing the idea that my body will intuitively lean into emotions that I may not be ready for is nothing short of easy. It's a lesson on resilience, but also simultaneously a journey about listening to my internal needs and learning how to cater to them instead of forcing myself to adapt to what the external world may want out of me. So this week I'm in my luteal phase. I'm feeling very luteal. I'm very much lutealing. Um, I was diagnosed with clinical depression when I was like 14, and it's been an ongoing battle since then. Um, I always knew that my emotions fluctuated a lot, and I'm somebody that tends to feel things very deeply. So the highs would feel really high, but the lows would feel super low. And for the most part, it was a result of my environment and the constant traumas that I was being exposed to. But as I got older and I grew a little bit more autonomous and my circumstances started changing and evolving, I was still dealing with those emotional fluctuations. And I thought, well, shit, I might just have depression for the rest of my life. Then one time, my aunt, I was talking to her about my emotional fluctuations, and she brought it to my attention to just take a note of them, stay present in them, and take a note of them when they're happening, how I feel. Um, because maybe, just maybe, they may be aligning with the cycles, with like my menstrual cycle. She was so right. I mean, I didn't really start being as aware and just mindful to take that note until recently, maybe the last 6 months actually. And now I can recognize that I don't need to attach the label of a depressive onto myself. I don't have to hold on to the narrative that um, is behind that, because I feel like, our mind is our strongest vessel, and me telling myself that I'm depressed kind of further perpetrates those emotions. And I can literally just attribute it to this is the part of my cycle that I'm in, and this is how I'm more inclined to feel, especially as somebody who tends to feel things more passionately. Of course, during this time, everything feels a lot more dramatic and a lot more intense. That's not abnormal, and that's okay. So now I'm learning that, especially in my luteal phase, it's so important to be extra delicate with myself during this time. I try to take things just a little bit slower, and I give myself a different kind of attention than I normally would. Um, Maybe when I'm ovulating or when I'm on my actual menstrual cycle. So the reason why we tend to feel a little bit more emotional during our luteal phase is because there's a lot of hormonal changes going on. There is a significant drop in progesterone, which can lead us to feel more irritable and moody. And when I get overwhelmed with irritability, I just get sad and it feels personal. So I try to take a little bit extra consideration there too. Maybe indulge in self care that'll make me feel like I love myself, like I value myself. I work hybrid and I live about 2 hours from where I work, and the hybrid transition has been difficult. I don't always look forward to doing the drives, but when I do, I tune into my most favorite podcast ever, Skinny Dipping. It's been at least 2 years since I started listening to the Skinny Dipping podcast, and it really came at a point in my spiritual journey where I was like, okay, I've received so many downloads and I've evolved so much on my own, but now it's time to take in guidance, take in mentorship, take in stories and experiences from other people so that I can find all the ways that we're all connected in this beautiful journey. And every time I tune into this podcast, especially on these long drives to work, I just feel so grounded and so whole. Okay, so here's my outfit for the day. I feel like this outfit would probably look better with like some cargos or sweatpants. But I usually overpack when I leave town for work, and I underpacked this time, or I packed exactly what I needed, so I didn't give myself very many options for outfits. But it's cold outside. So today's my second day of working on campus out of the week. That means today's my Friday. I'm feeling so grateful today. I have so much to be grateful for. And the reason I'm feeling so grateful today is because I'm working on a lot of things right now, and with that comes the fear and anxiety, which I know sometimes you have to make the choice not to cripple yourself with that fear and anxiety, but it still be there. I have this worry that things are not going to work out, and truth be told, things are going to work out, and they have been working out. Whenever I kind of relinquish my false sense of control, I find things flowing so much more easily. And time again, I'm reminded that things are meant to work out. Things are going to work out in my favor. As long as I continue living my life mindfully and choosing to follow a path of faith and self-care and self-learning, I'm going to find the river in which I am meant to be flowing in. And I'm so grateful for that experience. It's such a privilege in and of itself to not only be able to experience this very beautiful life, but to learn and understand what the laws of the universe are, so you know how to exist in this life. I'm so grateful. This is for my YouTube channel.
Oh, it's from your YouTube channel?
Are you gonna say something for the YouTube channel?
What are you? Damn, look ugly shit.
Don't say anything that's gonna get me demonetized. I have a brain to keep up. It is now Friday. It's technically the end of my week. Usually I try to go to my brother's basketball game at least once a week, spend time with him. I really value spending time with my family, sharing space with my family, especially because I know that these moments are fleeting. They're not going to last forever. My brother's never gonna be a high schooler playing basketball ever in his life again, and I'm so happy that I could be a part of these moments. Today's been a difficult day. It's probably been the slowest day for me. I was feeling kind of lazy, unmotivated, kind of just wanting to be glued to my bed, and that's okay. My body just needed a very intense break, and I've taken it very easy on myself. I've been very patient with myself this week. I'm excited to get my menstrual cycle out of the way so that we can go back into the follicular phase and just get back on the grind. But anyways, if you made it this far, thanks so much for tuning in and hearing my thought daughter stream of thinking.